Om.
Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavad Gīte Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadah Kramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidussurasuraganah Devaya tasmai namaha.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 16. Read.
Karmanas sukrutasyahuhu satvikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasah phalam.
What was told earlier in the 14th and 15th verse is now summarized in 16th. Sukritasya karmanaha satvikam nirmalam phalam ahu. The result of what Sukruta, here Sukruta means well done in the sense of Sattvic guna. The person who is predominantly Sattvic and whatever karmas it does, the phala is what? Sattvikam nirmalam phalam. It's also Sattvic only. Nirmala. Nirmala in the sense Rajoguna and Tamoguna are not overpowering. Rajoguna and Tamoguna are not overpowering. That is Nirphala. Now, what about Rajoguna and Tamoguna? Rajasastu dukkham phalam. Rajasaha literally means of Rajoguna, but context is of karma. So therefore, of Rajasika karma, karmas done by those who are predominantly Rajasika in nature. The phalam dukkham, only dukkham. Even this karma is a dukkha, rajasa karma to do is dukkha, result also is dukkha. Whereas tamasaha tu ajnanam phalam. Literally it means the result of tamoguna means result of karmas done by those who are predominantly tamasic is ajnana. This literally it can't hold good. Ajnana cannot be the effect or karya of tamoguna. Because for ajnana, maya, its constituent is what? Tamoguna. So therefore what is meant here is that ajnana means aviveka prayam dukkham. Total lack of viveka and the resultant dukkha, sorrows. So therefore, tamasaha ajnanam is total aviveka, lack of discrimination. That is the tamasaha phalam. Means it is adharmic only in nature. Let us see the Bhasya. Read.
कर्मणः
कर्मणः
कर्मणः सुकृतस्य सात्विकस्य इत्यर्थः.
कर्मणः of karmas. What type of karmas? Bhagavan says sukrutasya. So sukruta. Sukruta means good ones. Shobhana in the sense that is punya karmas. Is punya karmas. Satvikasya again. Satvikasya. Now here satvika means what? Sattva guna prayuktasya. Karmas done with predominant sattva guna. That's satvikasya. That is, wherein ashuddhi is not there. That is what is told as nirmala will come afterward. Satvikasya ityartha. Continue.
आहुः शिष्टाः सात्विकम् एव निर्मलं फलम् इति.
So who says so? Ahu. Ahu means they say. Who are they? Shishtaha. Shishtaha means those who are adept in Shastras. Learned people. Those who know the Shastras, they say so. Shishtaha. Satvikam eva nirmalam phalam iti. That is Satvikam, Satvena Nirvrittam, accomplished with Sattva Guna in predominance. Such a one, Satvikam, Nirmalam. Nirmalam in the sense, not overpowered by Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Predominantly Sattvic Guna only. So that is one free from Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Phalam iti, that is what that learned people say. Continue.
रजसः तु फलं दुःखं राजसस्य कर्मणः इत्यर्थः.
Rajasaha tu phalam dukkha. Literally it means the result of rajas is dukkha. Guna by itself will not give phala. So therefore it means the karmas done with predominance rajoguna. That's what is explained by Bhashyakara. Rajasaha means rajasasya karmana. The karmas done by a person who is predominantly rajasic, because context is of karma, not simply gunas. In the context of predominance of guna, what actually done is karma, and its result is said, therefore rajasa has to be taken as rajasasya karmana. The result of karma done by a person who is predominantly rajasic. Ityartha. This is what is the meaning has to be taken. How do you say so? Bhashyakara gives the reason. Continue.
तथा अज्ञानं तमसः तामसस्य कर्मणः कर्माधिकारात् फलमपि दुःखमेव कारणानुरूप्याद् राजसम् एव.
Karmadhikara. Adhikara here means context. Context is that of karma. How do you say so? Because how the verse started? Karmana sukruta syahu. The verse started with the karma, the result of karmas, satvika, etc. So therefore, karmadhikara, that is the beginning, the verse is with the karma. So that means the case here. Rajasaha means rajasasya karmana. The meaning has to be taken. So therefore, when the context is that of karma, the result also has to be taken that of karma. Phalam api, its result also is what? Dukkhameva. Dukkhameva, dukkha bahulam, dukkha karam, dukkha karam. There is one api is there. Also. Phala also, result also is what? Sorrow reader. What is that also say? Even rajasic karma itself is full of sorrows. As the karma is full of sorrows, so also the result is full of sorrow. That's what api also says. Api dukkham eva. How this is so? The reason is given. Karananurupyat rajasam eva. Karananurupyat. Because phala is any effect is in accordance with the cause. Now here the cause is Rajasa karma, full of sorrow. So also is the result. Anurupa, in accordance with Rajasam eva. Now the result of tamasic karmas. Continue. Tatha.
तथा अज्ञानं तमसः तामसस्य कर्मणः अधर्मस्य पूर्ववत्.
Tatha. So also, as told in the case of Sattvic karmas and Rajasic karma. Tamasaha means tamasasya karmana. And what is that nature? Adharmasya. Adharmasya means characterized by killing, etc. Himsadi lakshanasya. The karma which is characterized by adharmic deeds. So, therefore, is what? It is ajnanam. Ajnanam. Now, as you have seen, ignorance cannot be the result of karma. Karma is the result of ignorance, no doubt. But here, ajnanam is what here, as you have seen, aviveka prayam dukkham. It is sorrow totally lacking viveka. So that is what is the phalam. Adharmasya, yusari lakshanasya. Purvat. Purvat means tamasa phala only. That is, as per the karma, so is the phala. So all karmas, vihita, enjoined, pratisiddha, that is prohibited, jnana, enjoined knowledge, prohibited knowledge, karma, enjoined karma, prohibited karma. All these are what? Characterized by sattva, raja, tamo gunas. Or they are the product of these three gunas. So that is being now told. Read Bhasya, Kincha.
किंच गुणेभ्यः भवति सत्वात् संजायते इति.
Kincha, to add further. Kincha gune bhavati. What else is produced by the gunas? That is what the question. For which Bhagwan replies, Sattva sanjayate iti in this verse. Read the verse.
सत्वात् संजायते ज्ञानं रजसो लोभ एव च प्रमादमोहौ तमसः भवतो ज्ञानमेव च.
Sattvat jnanam sanjayati. Rajasaha lobha eva sanjayati. Lobha eva cha sanjayati. Tamasaha pramadamohau bhavataha. Tamasaha pramadamohau bhavataha. Ajnanam eva bhavati cha. Bhavati to be added. Ajnanam eva add bhavati cha. Satvat, that is Satvat in the sense when the Sattva guna becomes predominant, means Sattva guna has become predominant, having subdued Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Sattva. From such Sattva guna, Jnanam jayati, knowledge is born. This knowledge is perceptual knowledge, not Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. No doubt, for Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, high degree of Sattva Guna is necessary. But Sattva Guna by itself cannot give knowledge. It only prepares the mind to gain the knowledge. So here, in general, when Sattva Guna is predominant, what is that? That is Jnanam Jayate. Even we can say, now you are listening. If you are understanding properly, means Sattva Guna is active in you, is predominant. Otherwise, if you are dozing, then Tamo Guna is predominant, like that. Or you are thinking, oh, it is to be done this way, that way, or Rajo Guna is active. So, this is your perceptual knowledge is born. Rajasaha means when the Rajoguna is active. Lobhaha evacha. Greed, insatiable thirst for sense pleasures. Lobha evacha. Certainly lobha. Tamasaha. When tamoguna becomes active, it becomes predominant. Pramada mohau. Pramada, inadvertence, neglecting the things to be done. Moha, aviveka, not simple aviveka, total aviveka. Subhavataha, and it is practically ajnanam eva bhavati cha. It is nothing but ajnana means nidradi rupam, viveka bhava. Total lack of viveka in terms of sleep, etc., they only take place. Bhasya Sattvat Labdhatmakata.
सत्वात् लब्धात्मकात् संजायते समुत्पद्यते ज्ञानम् रजसः लोभ एव च प्रमादमोहौ च उभौ तमसः भवतः अज्ञानम् एव च भवति.
Sattvat. Which Sattva? Labdhatmakat. Literally it means Sattva which has come into existence. In the sense, Sattva which is predominant. Labdhatmakat means predominant. That which has overpowered Rajoguna and Tamoguna, and now which is dominant. So that's all. Sanjayate, the meaning is samutpadyate. Jnanam, knowledge. What knowledge? Sarva karana dvarakam. Knowledge that you gain at all the levels of the Jnanendriyas at the level of sense organs. So that is jnana, means perceptual knowledge. What is born from Rajoguna? Rajasaha lobha eva. The Rajoguna, which is existence in the sense, which has subdued Sattva Guna and Rajoguna and have become predominant by that lobha eva. Greed alone. So however much sense pleasure one gets, or anything, Vishayas, etc., not satisfied at all. In Bhagavata and Mahabharata, Bhagavata, Mahabharata, Ramayana, we get three characters. Hiranyakashipu is the personification of anger, krodha. Ravana is the personification of kama, desire. See, you cannot question the devotion of Ravana to Shiva. For the sake of Shiva, he is ready to do anything. Even he did the Ritvik's job of Rama to consecrate Rameshwara Linga. And at the time of Sankalpa, he asked, and what is that? To attack Lanka and finish Ravana. He said that he was a Purohit. He accepted the job of Purohit. So that much devotion he has for Shiva. So that is what he ruined himself and the family clan by Kama. As far as greed is concerned, Duryodhana in Mahabharata is the example. Not ready to give even a single village. Not only he boasts that he will not give even a land that is at the tip of a foe. Greed, greed. Again, ruined. Not only himself, entire clan is ruined. So here, lobha evacha. Greed, there is no end to that. You may know this statement of Mahatma Gandhi ji. There is enough resource in the world sufficient for a need of all the people. But there is no resource sufficient to the greed of even one person. It has no end at all. So it's because of Rajoguna. They may present in a garb of modernity and this and that, etc. But at the backdrop, what is that? Greed only is there. Pramada mohaucha. Both pramada, that is carelessness in discharging the duties, and moha, aviveka. What should be done? What should not be done? No viveka. What is good? What is bad? No viveka. What the goal of life? What is not so? No viveka. Tamad moha. Ubhau, both. Tamasaha. Tamasaha means when tamoguna is predominant, subduing sattva guna and rajoguna. Bhavataha. These results take place. And that is ajnanam evaja bhavati. The total state of ajnana in the sense, nidradi only as such, total absence of viveka. No vivek at all. Even to the least extent also this person doesn't have the vivek. further the results of this. Kincha,
किंच ऊर्ध्वमिति.
kincha. What else? Or to add further? Urdhvamiti. Bhagwan adds with this verse beginning from Urdhvamiti. Read the verse.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्थाः मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्थाः अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः.
Satvasthaha urdhvam gachanti. Rajasaha madhye tishtanti. Jaganya gunavruttastaha tamasaha adha gachanti. Adha gachanti. Satvasthaha urdhvam gachanti. Satvastha means who are predominantly sattvic in nature. Urdhvam gachanti. They go to higher and higher lokas. In Deva Loka, etc. In heavens also there are different strata. Highest one is Satya Loka or Brahma Loka. According to their merit, according to their punya, they go to higher and higher loka. Urdhvam gachanti. Madhye rajasaha madhye tishtanti. Those people who are predominantly rajoguna in disposition. So rajasaha means those who indulge in or full of rajasic jnana and take to rajasic karma. Earlier also satvastha means what? Those who take to sattvic jnana and perform sattvic karmas. Rajasa in this context is those who are, what is that? Whose knowledge and karmas are characterized by rajoguna only. Strong rajoguna. Rajasa. Madhye tishtanti. Madhye tishtanti. They're in between. What is this in between? See, people with sattvic karma, sattvic jnana, they go higher lokas where, what is that? Utkarsha, exaltedness of the sukha is. Those who are predominantly tamasic go to lower lokas where apakarsha, where more sorrow is there. Compared to these two, in the human embodiment, the sukha and dukkha are not at peak as found in the heaven and the lower lokas. Not their sorrows are not there, not their joys are not there. They are not up to the level of those which is gained by sattvic people and tamasic people. So that is how madhye tishtan, in between. One more, there is one advantage in this human embodiment. The human being is able to experience joys to a sufficiently high level extent, not as in the heavens, but he can experience happiness in a higher degree. At the same time, he does experience sorrow in a higher degree also, depending on the prarabdha. Means the happiness of both joy and sorrow are available. But in the heavenly abode, sorrow is not there except very little, only happiness. In the lower lokas, mainly sorrow, there is no much happiness at all. Here, human being has an advantage because he can use the faculty of intellect. He can bring viveka in operation. He says, look, the joys and sorrows are bound to be there. Better I get rid of that. Being in this world, it is impossible to get totally free from sorrow and gain limitless happiness. Shruti says it is a Swarupa. So therefore, Viveka Vairagya dawns. And he takes the pursuit of gain the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. See, in the world you'll find those people rolling in luxury will not take to Vedanta that easily. Those who are suffering, who have no provision to have 2 square meals a day, they also will not be able to take to Vedanta or Adhyatma. In fact, to poor people, you should never teach Vedanta. If you teach Vedanta to the empty stomachs, to the hungry stomachs, you will make them communist. Give them food. Few good things you tell them. So, therefore, in human life, Viveka can be functional, can be made functional. Seeing the higher thing than lower thing, better get out of both things. Even in the human embodiment, those who are very, very, very rich, etc., difficult for them. Here, sorrowful people are difficult. So, but in general, it is more conducive and it is designed to gain Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. It means the human embodiment. Then, Jaganya Gunavruttasaha Tamasaha. Tamasaha. Those who are tamasic predominantly. Tamasic predominantly. These people are what? Tamasaha. And what is the disposition? Jaganya Gunavrastasta. Vratta means achara, conduct. Jaganya means lowest, worst, indulging in lowest, worst conduct in life, like nidra, alasya, etc. Sleep, laziness, etc. Such people who are predominantly tamasic, adho gachanti, they go on degrading in life. In course of time, they become unfit to accomplish any worthwhile purusharth. So that is their plight. Let us see the Bhasya. Read Urdhvam Gachanti.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति देवलोकादिषु उत्पद्यन्ते सत्वस्थाः वृत्तस्थाः.
Urdhvam Gachanti. Urdhva literally means above. What is the above? Take to Utkrishta Loka or Punya Prayukta Loka. Again, exalted lokas, heavens, or those fields of experiences which can be gained by punya only. That is how, what they do, urdhvam gacchanti. Namely, devalokadishu utpadyante. They are born in the devaloka, etc. Means they are born as the denizens of heaven. Devatadi also is possible. Deities also is possible, depending on their punya. Who are they? Sattvastha. Literally, Sattvastha means those are abiding in Sattva Guna. Means Sattva Guna Vrattasthah. Those who conduct themselves in terms of having Sattva Jnana, Sattva Karma. This is what these people go to higher local. Madhye Tishtanti, read.
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति मनुष्येषु उत्पद्यन्ते राजसाः.
Madhye Tishtanti, phrase from the verse. Commentary is Manusheshu Utpadyante. Who are they? Rajasa. Rajasa. Those whose knowledge and karma is on account of Rajoguna predominantly. Such people. Madhye Tishtanti. They remain in between. Means neither higher lokas nor lower lokas, means human embodiment. Manusheshu Utpadyante. They are born in Manushya Loka. Who are they? Rajasaha. Those whose knowledge and karma is on account of Rajoguna. Read Jaganya Gunavrattastaha.
जघन्य गुणवृत्तस्थाः. जघन्यः च असौ गुणः च जघन्य गुणः. तमः तस्य वृत्तं निद्रालस्यादि. तस्मिन् स्थिता जघन्य गुणवृत्तस्थाः मूढाः अधः गच्छन्ति पश्वादिषु उत्पद्यन्ते तामसाः.
Jaganya Gunavrattastaha means Apakrishta, Papa Prayukta. Apakrishta means lowest, prompted by papas. Such people. Jaganyascha asau gunascha jaganya guna. The guna, the jaganya is adjective for guna. Guna, which is jaganya, lowest or the worst, because it throws the person in total sorrows and aviveka. Means actually, who are they? Moodhaha. Moodhas means sada avivekina. Always no viveka, lacking viveka. Moodhaha. Adaha gachanti. They go down in the ladder of evolution. So adha gachanti means what happens to them? Pashu adishu utpadyanti. They are born in the body's embodiment like Pashu, Pakshi, etc., where more sorrow is there compared to human beings. Utpadyanti, who are they? Tamasa, who are predominantly tamoguna, tamasic in nature. Having told this all about gunas, who can get freed from bondage and get moksha, liberation, is being elaborated now. Bhashyakara first at length gives the connection of this verse with what was told briefly in the 13th chapter. Read Bhashya Purushasya.
पुरुषस्य प्रकृतिस्थत्वरूपेण मिथ्याज्ञानेन युक्तस्य भोग्येषु गुणेषु सुखदुःखमोहात्मकेषु सुखी दुःखी मूढः अहमस्मि इति एवं रूपः यः संगः तत्कारणं पुरुषस्य सदसद्योनि जन्मप्राप्तिलक्षणस्य संसारस्य इति समासेन पूर्वाध्याये यदुक्तं तद्यः सत्वं रजस्तम इति गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः इत्यतः आरभ्य गुणस्वरूपं गुणवृत्तं स्ववृत्तेन च गुणानां बन्धकत्वं गुणवृत्तनिबन्धस्य च पुरुषस्य या गतिः इति एतत् सर्वं मिथ्याज्ञानम् अज्ञानमूलं बन्धकारणं विस्तरेण उक्त्वा अधुना सम्यक् दर्शनात् मोक्षः वक्तव्यः इति आह भगवान्.
This much is the prastavana bhashya for this verse. Because important things are there. You have to recall to your memory what was told in brief in 13th chapter. Purusha prakritisto hi bhukti prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. 21st or 26th, we verify that verse from 13th chapter. Purushasya prakriti sattva rupena. Purusha prakrita. What is the Purusha abiding for prakriti? There we have seen Purusha with kshetrajna, Atma, identifying with prakriti and its effect, body, etc. So that is how Purushasya of Jivatma, Atma, kshetrajna, prakriti tattva rupena mithya jnanena yuktasya. That Purusha who is yuktaha, endowed with mithya jnana. Mithya jnana means the false ignorance which manifests as what? Prakriti sattva, identification with the Prakriti, the embodiment. Embodiment is a product of Prakriti or product of three gunas. Mithya, the yuktasya of this Purusha, Atma, kshetrajna, who is endowed with erroneous knowledge about himself, Jagat and Ishvara, and thereby Prakritistha, identified with the product of Prakriti, the body, mind, etc. Of such person, Bhogeshu, Guneshu, Sukha Dukkha Mohatmakeshu, when he comes across Bhogya, worthy to be experienced. Bhoga is experience, joy or sorrow. It can be both. So here Bhogyasya, not Bhogyasya, Bhogeshu, in the sense objects that are meant for indulgence. Again, Guneshu. Guneshu stands for effect of guna in terms of sukha and dukkha. Sukha, dukkha, moha. Mohatmakeshu, the one who is identified with these gunas in terms of the product of gunas, sukha, dukkha, moha, ajnana, aviveka. And as a result, what is there? Does it do? Because identification. Sukhi, aham, sangha. What attachment he gets? Sukhi, aham, I am happy. Moodha, dukhi, aham, I am sorrowful. Moodha, aham, I am aviveki, I lack viveka. Asmi, I am so. Iti evam roop, Iti evam rupaha yaha sangha. This type of sangha, attachment, association, he gets. And that sangha is the cause for his birth in the good, bad, or indifferent embodiment. Tat karanam, that sangha is itself is the cause. Cause for what? Purushasya sadasad yoni janma prapti lakshanasya samsarasya. That sangha, that attachment, that connection is the cause of Atma to get bound in this samsara, which is described like this. Samsarasya. What samsarasya? Tat iha, that sangha here in this word. Sadasad yoni janma prapti lakshanasya samsarasya. The samsara characterized by what? Sad yoni, asad yoni. Good and bad embodiment. Janma prapti lakshanasya samsarasya iti. It becomes the cause of such samsara. Iti means this fact was told earlier briefly in the earlier chapter. It is so samasena. Samasena means sankshepena. Where was it told? Purvadhyaya yaduktam. In the earlier chapter, what are told? Where was it told? In 21st verse of earlier chapter. Karanam guna sangosya sadasad yoni janmasu. This guna sangha, we have seen what is sangha and what is guna. So is the cause of his transmigration, janma marana, janma marana, janma marana. So this iti is samsarasya karanam. Iti samasena purvadhyaye yaduktam. Samasena sankshepena. Briefly, summarily, where what is told, Purvadhyaya yaduktam. What was told in the 13th chapter. Same thing is now elaborated here in this chapter. How, what is given where is being told now. Tat, the same statement or the same fact that was told in the earlier chapter, iha, in this, what is that? 14th chapter. Iha, repeated. How? For namely, Sattvam Rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhava. Stanza 5 of this chapter. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna are what? Iti gunaha prakriti sambhava are born of prakriti. Iti ataha arabhya. Beginning from 5th verse of this chapter. Arabhya. Gunas, having begun like this, what all the topics that are described are being told now. Guna Sarupam, the nature of Guna. Guna Vrittam, Vyapara, the functions of Guna. Swavrittena, cha gunanam badhakatva, bandhakatva. And these gunas, by their effect, by their modus operandi, what they do? Gunas become binding in nature. Guna also means rope. But it will not do on its own just like that. For that, the cause needs to be supplied by papa or punya also. Accordingly, what will happen? These gunas bind the individual. Swavrittena, by their function. Gunanam bandhakatvam. The gunas have the status of being bound, which you have seen the beginning of this chapter in terms of sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, how they bind. Further, gunavritta nibaddhasya cha purushasya. The individual who is totally bound by these functions of the guna, purushasya, ya gatihi. What is his gati? What is his plight? What is his plight? Ya gatihi. Sach, add there, sach. Iti etas sarvam mithya ajnanam. All these topics hinted where in the 13th chapter, to an extent elaborated here in the 14th chapter. So all these, iti etas sarvam mithya ajnanam is the ajnana means effect of ajnana, which is mithya, which is false in nature, which is false in nature. And in this way, ajnana moolam cha bandha karanam, the root cause of bandha, bondage, is ajnana, ignorance of our sarupa, bandha karanam. This one, in the 14th chapter, as told here in the places, Vistarena Uktva, having told in detail, Adhuna, now, Samyak Darshana, Moksha, Vaktavya, Iti Aha, Bhagavan, Na Anyam Iti. With this background, now what Bhagavan considered that, now what is the time for now to teach now? Samyak Darshanat Moksha Vaktavya. By right knowledge of Atma, by the knowledge of true nature of Atma, Samyak Darshana, what one can gain is what? Moksha Vaktavya. Moksha can be gained, is to be told. Iti aha Bhagavan Nanyam iti. Nanyam Gunebhya Kartaram etc. This is the purport of the 13th chapter, which is explained in terms of gunas. And if that is known clearly, if one is convinced that, one automatically takes to such conduct in life. That is very important. Nanyam iti. Read verse 19.
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति.
Yada drashta gunebhyah anyam kartaram na anupashyati. Na anupashyati. Gunebhyah cha param add atmanam वेत्ति सः एड तदा मद्भावम् अधिगच्छति सः तदा मद्भावम् अधिगच्छति. We'll take it next time.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो